Go, 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 let's get it. I'm a trapping fanatic, that shit automatic, so I cannot turn it on or off. Bitches all on my dick, then she hop on my dick, I'm like, why you keep hopping on and off? Your bitch all on my dick, she be doing the most, I tell her, little bitch, you so extra. And my gun up on me, but not run up on me, niggas, they wanna fight, they some wrestlers.
Team V can get in a couple more practices before they have to play a match against Team W with the Wanama twins. We go into one of their practices to see a 2-on-2 with Nagi and Ryo on our team versus Isagi and Zantetsu on the other. Both players run in with speed, ready to defend. Ryo sends the ball to Nagi, who traps it, flicking it over the head of Zantetsu. Damn it, he got me with that cheap trick again. Good job, Nagi. Now, back this way. No, Ryo. I want to defeat him. Nagi stops right in front of Isagi, who looks towards him with a smile. He then tries to dribble right around him, only for Isagi to block his path again. If you stop that, then I'll try this. Nagi then flicks the ball over his own head, trapping it with his heel before turning his body around Isagi. With his back turned to the ball, Isagi hits it out to the wing. As it rolls out, Nagi runs right for it. Wait, why isn't Isagi trying to get the ball? No, he just set me up. Zantetsu comes out of nowhere and then steals the ball. Nagi turns his head, seeing Isagi already positioning to score his goal. No, Ryo, you have to stop him. Zantetsu lobs the ball right over Nagi's head, with Isagi watching it carefully. Ryo pushes against his back to stop him, but Isagi jumps, meeting the ball with his chest. He can't shoot with his back turned to me. Isagi then brings the ball down and spins, opening up his body for a shot. Predictable move, but it won't work on me. Ryo puts all his effort into blocking this shot, only for it to be a fake, as Isagi performs an elastico into another spin that gives him clear sight of the goal. He goes to shoot once again, having Nagi put his body on him. Not yet. I'm not done, Isagi. Nagi sticks his leg out, only to watch the ball be flicked over the tip of his foot. While it was floating, Isagi claimed that nothing in this world would stop him. Not even Nagi. Isagi performs his first volley shot, scoring in the top corner. Nagi looks to him, saying that he must have watched one of his goals during the games to develop this new move. Isagi will push his glasses further on his face while smiling. I need even more than that, but it'll be a good start for now. This is when we do a skip to the beginning of the match between the two teams. Team V and Team W stood on the pitch silently, with the Wanima twins exclaiming their victory early. They would pass back and forth, only for the two players to be completely overwhelmed by them. Nagi and Isagi would steal the ball and begin their own attack. Nagi, here. The prodigy sends the ball right to Isagi, who dribbles around his next defender and looks towards goal. Both twins would stop his shot, only to have the ball curve around them and towards the goal. However, it's short, and the goalkeeper runs, believing it's their chance for a quick counter. Then, he saw it. Nagi was right there, and he trapped the ball before flicking it over the head of the keeper, and he slowly walked it into the goal, earning him the first goal of this match, as Ryo stood shocked that Nagi would even move like that for a goal. This wasn't the player that he was used to. This was a completely different Nagi Seishiro. Nagi then turned back to Isagi, stating his pass was perfect, and to send him more just like it. The striker turns, scoffing. The next goal is mine, and mine alone. The Wanama twins quickly realized that these two currently have the most goals in Blue Lock. They were two complete powerhouses while on the pitch, and on their next possession, they send the ball to the midfield, where their players on the team would pass it around, trying to create an opening, but there was none. As soon as one of their players would get the ball, Isagi or Nagi was right there guarding them. One of the players on Team W panicked and sent it right into Zantetsu. Nice pass, you freeloaders. Now try and keep up. Zantetsu would rush down the wing, passing by his defenders easily. Now wide open on the corner, he sent a lob. Nagi jumps going for the trap with 3 defenders on him, only for the ball to then go over his head. He's able to turn to see what's behind him, and it's Isagi, ready to shoot. What did I tell you, Nagi? The next goal is my own. Isagi performs a direct shot in this moment, and it flies right through the keeper's hands. Nagi doesn't even know what just happened. Did he just get used for a goal? Yoichi Isagi is a pretty interesting guy. The two then lock eyes with their egos constantly clashing, and Ryo and Zantetsu would also look at each other, wondering what would happen next. The game goes on with Team W making a pass into the midfield to the defense. Both of the twins constantly move around, making a pass, and also making it difficult for anyone to stop them. This is when Ryo intercepts one of the passes. Not bad, but you two just do the same thing over and over. Ryo then looks up smiling, seeing Nagi on the move already, and he sends the ball. The prodigy barely moves his head to see it as he says, "Nice one, Ryo." Wait a minute. Nagi then notices that someone is now blocking his view, and it's Isagi. He has his back to the prodigy with no expression, and he's focused. This is weird. Why? Why can I see the goal so clearly? This has never happened to me before. But this feeling, it's so immersive. Isagi blocks Nagi from trapping it and then turns his head to face the goal. Seems pretty far. Oh well. Isagi gets the ball and slams his foot, aiming for the top corner. It heads that way with great speed, but the keeper was able to react and send it out of bounds. Isagi hadn't missed a shot in a long time, which caused him to sigh. Looks like I got a little too ahead of myself. A shot like that won't be possible for a while, but that's fine. Isagi thinks back to the moment when he saw the goal. It was Ryo who stole the ball and passed it towards Nagi, but for some reason his eyes showed him the possibility of his own goal. Plus, that wasn't the only option he had. Several scenarios where he could have shot off that pass would appear in his mind. But why can't he see that now? Isagi then notices that he's being guarded by 3 players, and so is Nagi. Are they somehow stopping me from envisioning my own goal? But from this angle, I should be able to score. No, it's not even them. It's him. Isagi focuses on Nagi for a moment, knowing he would trap the ball before he could even get to him. Ryo standing at the corner was waiting on something that could give him an opening to score. If this is what's limiting my success, then I'll rewrite this entire play myself. Isagi then runs out of the box and raises his hand, entering the midfield once again, his eyes glowing intensely, and we go to Ego watching on the screen. Ryo, seeing this, instantly kicks the ball to Isagi with great speed, and Isagi turns his entire body around, watching the ball head towards him. I'll use my own turning momentum and the speed of the ball to create a curving motion and score this goal. Isagi then sees it. He envisions his own goal at this moment as he kicks the ball, curving it over the head of Nagi and the head of the keeper, scoring his second goal of this match. As Anri comments that shot was incredible, but it came out of nowhere. Shouldn't something like that be hard for even Isagi to duplicate? Ego then raises his finger. No. What we've just witnessed was the true power of Yoichi Isagi's precision zone. First, it was just an area where he would score without thinking because he had done so many times. Now, he could almost see into the future of his own goal by using this precision zone and calculations to pick the best possible spot for his shot, which almost guarantees his success. Didn't you notice it? He deliberately chose to go more towards the left when exiting the box. Is because he already saw himself curving the ball into the goal. This is a weapon that only Yoichi Isagi can possess because of his immense accuracy with his shooting technique. You see, most footballers learn to shoot in a specific way to swing their legs to increase the power of their shots. However, Yoichi Isagi can create that same power by just barely utilizing the muscles in his legs. Think of it as his God-given talent, sort of like Noel Noah, as this will be Yoichi Isagi's God-given talent. Isagi, for the first time in a while, raises his hand and his voice to celebrate his own goal. With Ryo himself, he couldn't believe it, and he was the one to pass it to him. The striker stood proudly and stumbled just a little bit, realizing his body felt so exhausted now just from that simple play. That wasn't just any regular goal. It was something that inspired Isagi to push himself even further here. Nagi was agitated by this and said a goal like that shouldn't be possible, especially with the way that Ryo sent the ball. A direct volley with a curve, outside of the box. This guy's unbelievable. The game resets, with Isagi noting his body is tired, but his mind is constantly running, wondering how he could score the next goal. In a way, this was like Metavision and Predator Eye with their best parts combined, only for him to see goal scoring. The Wanama twins then take this opportunity to rush into the defense of Team V and to get an open shot from passing. Most of the players on Team W had given up after Isagi's last goal, allowing them to get by Ryo and having an open shot. Ryo shouts Zantetsu's name and the striker appears with great speed. However, the striker sends the ball over his defender and to his brother, who was wide open for the shot. Doesn't matter, as long as we score, right? And who told you that I'd be the one to let you score? He looks up, seeing Isagi in his way, with the precision zone pattern in his eyes that resembled a crosshair of a firearm. Isagi notes in his mind that their goal had vanished thanks to him now. Now it was time to create a new one. He volleys the ball, sending it by him into Zantetsu with insane power. Nagi traps it, saying it's pretty interesting that he's able to do so. But I can't even deny. That ego of yours, Isagi, is dangerous. Nagi then flicks the ball over someone's head and does a spin, going right into Team W's defense alone. He then Ronaldo chops into another feint as he gets by another person. Nagi shows a little bit more by using his body to shove off the next defender, and he lifts the ball and scores his own volley, ending the game right there. With the match over, Isagi falls to one knee, with Zantetsu catching him. Thanks. Don't thank me, you idiot. You just did everything. What was that? Isagi closes his eyes, stating he doesn't even know yet. It just happened in those moments. So you're calling it a fluke. I didn't say that either, Four Eyes. We both have glasses, you idiot. Isagi laughs for a little, and so does Zantetsu. Nagi still stands on the pitch, with Ryo coming up to him, asking if he was ready to leave. Ryo, if Isagi didn't pass me the ball, could I have scored? Or was it because he was the one to pass me the ball? I felt like I was forced to score. Nagi, what do you... No, Ryo. Why didn't you pass me the ball like you always do? Just like in that play before that. You could have sent it to me in the box from the corner. I could have still scored. But you saw Isagi and sent it to him. Do you like passing the ball to him more than me? Ryo states that Nagi is crazy and he'll always be his partner. But Nagi says that that's a lie. From what he saw just now on the pitch, his mind wants to pass to Nagi, but his body knows that Isagi has been the better option time and time again. Nagi then walks away, leaving Ryo puzzled by his own actions deep down inside, that he had already started comparing the two of them. Of course, to him, Nagi would always be the player that he wanted to become the best in the world. But now, after seeing Isagi time and time again, he truly doesn't know. Because if Isagi were to change his dream and aim to become the best striker instead of shooter, Nagi could easily be disregarded. That means there is only one thing the two of them can do, and that's to train like never before. Before their match against Team X, Ryo and Nagi train every day to improve their skills. Since Nagi was natural at football, this was easy. The hardest part was explaining the thought process and analysis of the game. Nagi was still lazy and found all of that thinking exhausting, and so Ryo stated, this is what Isagi does every minute. Nagi, now motivated, started to follow in Ren's footsteps to improve even further. Soon, match day does arrive, and we see the two teams walk back onto the pitch. Isagi notes that they have no good players, besides the big one in the middle, pointing to Baru. Team X then starts with the ball and Baru goes in alone. Nagi is the one to greet him in the midfield, stating that this is as far as he'll get. Out of my way. Baru then spins the ball around and goes into an elastico. Nagi follows it, calling it a cool move. The two then run side by side, reaching for the next touch on the ball. As they both seem like they would kick it, it's stolen by Isagi, who then looks up, sending it to Zantetsu, before running up as well. Nagi calls him annoying and chases right after him. Baru doesn't even know what that was because it all happened so fast. Nagi and Isagi race to get open for Zantetsu's next pass, and he's stopped by a defender and forced to create a new opening where he had to send it to Ryo. The striker traps it and then looks forward, sending it right to Nagi without a second thought. The prodigy blocks off Isagi while volleying the shot, scoring the first goal of the match, saying he's tired of losing to Isagi. As Nagi turned in his direction, Isagi wasn't even focused on him. Instead, he seemed deep in thought. It seems my precision zone can be used offensively and defensively to see the potential goals of everyone. At that moment, Nagi's goal percentage went up to 100%, meaning him scoring was inevitable. But my own percentage was at 30 in that play. So does that mean the presence of certain players can cause the potential goal percentage of others to go down? Hey Zantetsu, come here real quick. The two walk with the speedy striker nodding. On the next possession, Baru tries the same thing again, with Ryo and Nagi guarding him. All of you are starting to piss me off. Baru passes, but it's deflected by Isagi, who came from his blind spot again. How did he do that? Isagi then states to himself that since Baru's percentage of scoring was at 0, the only option that he had was to pass. Isagi takes the ball running off with Baru chasing after him, trying to steal it back. Isagi then pulls the ball back, completely losing Baru, and sends it right to Zantetsu. Good pass, Isagi. The striker then runs by his defenders and lobs it back into the box for Nagi. Isagi takes a look at the percentage, seeing it's 100 again, and he scoffs, saying this is the experiment to test his theory. Isagi jumps in front of Nagi, performing a header that goes into the goal, noting that Nagi's percentage drastically decreased when Isagi jumped in front of him. So that's how it works. Two players, when they do have the potential to score. Not bad at all. I can work with that. Looks like our dreams will collide once again. Are you ready, Seishiro Nagi? Nagi then locks eyes with his teammate who stole his goal. You're getting real annoying, you know that? Isagi can only smile, telling Nagi that only the best shooter will always win. This goal was truly what causes separation in Team V, with some of its players siding behind Nagi and Ryo, while the others seemed to favor the style of Zantetsu and Isagi. And Team X had no answer for this monstrous duo of strikers, but Baru himself couldn't even imagine losing now, not after winning all the other games. He declares that he won't let some weaklings interfere with his path to greatness. Baru passes to his teammate and runs right through Ryo, receiving the ball before dribbling through his next two defenders. He then looks up to the goal, stating, all of you will bow down to me, the king. He shoots the ball only to have it blocked by no one other than Isagi with the precision zone active. What are you? Some sort of king? I don't remember football being a dictatorship of power. But maybe I was wrong. And if that's the case, I'll call this next play a coup d'etat. Baru tells him to shut up, only to be nutmegged by Isagi, who smirks. First, you take down the king, and you reinstate a new power that works well for the people who follow it. Isagi sends the ball to a player on the wing, who sends it down to Zantetsu. Isagi then runs ahead, analyzing the field with his zone, noting Ryo and Nagi each have a 70% chance to score, and that Zantetsu is still at 60. Isagi makes his move while Baru is following behind him, and he draws the king into the box, where Nagi and Isagi would change positions, with Isagi losing Baru in the crowd of people, and Baru twisted his head and turned in different directions, watching the pass go over everyone to where Isagi stood. He runs out, jumping in front to block the shot, but it was a fake. Great job, King. Now I can't miss. Isagi notes that because of Baru's large size, he creates a perfect smokescreen against the goalkeeper, especially since the players in the box were also blocking his vision. Isagi curves it into the net, with Nagi not being able to trap or stop its path. Baru and Nagi share the same thoughts at this moment, saying Isagi is no normal player at all. There's no telling how he'll keep using them to develop his own skills. Jinpachi Ego would sit back in his chair while also thinking to himself, that precision zone of Yoichi Isagi is a dangerous weapon, especially with the great mind that he possesses. It's one thing to see the chances to score and envision your own goals, but for you to see every player around you, their potential to score, well, that's no easy task at all. Added to his immense shooting attributes, he might be quite dangerous to let out into the world of football. We can only hope to see the end of this match, which would be Baru being on the ground destroyed, as he had no will to even stand, with the final score being 7-0. Isagi, of course, led his team in goals with Nagi behind him. Remember this defeat, you idiot king, because from this day forward, you'll know who's always better than you. Isagi later that day is seen in the dining hall when Kuon approaches him to sell out Team Z, but he doesn't care for it at all. Team Z then makes their appearance with Kira leading them. We'll defeat you. Do as you please, but just know if you can't stop that lazy prodigy from scoring, then you have no chance against me. We skip to the day of their match, as it will be the final one in the first selection. Isagi stood looking at Team Z, telling him that he plans to score no matter what, and Kira looks forward thinking, that's what you think, but we've already made preparations to stop you here. Hey Isagi, move. Nagi then stands with them at the center of the field, wanting to start with the ball. Piss off and go sleep somewhere. Nagi then pushes Isagi and takes off with the ball, shocking everyone. Those who support Nagi and Ryo move to create an opening for him. Isagi then gets up, wiping off his face while smiling. And I'm the one who gets called annoying. But don't get ahead of yourself. I'll analyze this and destroy you as well. Nagi turns around, Kunigami, and lands right in front of Raichi. We've got you cornered now. Nagi looks, seeing Bachira and Kunigami ready. Nagi then flicks the ball to his side and sends it to Ryo, who traps it smiling. Nice one, Nagi. Yeah. Now back to me. We see Nagi hit the ground and dash off, getting back open for Ryo's pass. The striker curves the ball to the prodigy, who exclaims he's tired of everyone watching Isagi score. He then goes to swing his leg, only for the body of Nagi to be blocked by Kira. I won't let you take away my dream, so suck it. Kira heads the ball while bodying his opponent, and it bounces into open space. As they would lift their heads once again, Kira and Nagi would see another player smiling. Isagi swings his leg with no remorse for them and splits the ball right through the space between their heads and into the goal. It basically split them. So, it blocked Gakamaru's vision, so he was able to score, angering Team Z. Isagi high-fives Zantetsu and his side of Team V celebrating, with Nagi looking down at Kira, stating that Isagi's goal was his own fault. And Kira notes that Isagi used Nagi from the beginning, since he let him run off ahead. From there, Isagi was able to be lost in the crowd and wait for our plan to stop Nagi, to know how we would do it against him. By us triple teaming Nagi, Nagi had to pass the Ryo and he was given the ball back, which left our midfield completely defenseless. Isagi then looks to Ryo, telling him that his pass is wasted on Nagi once again, and it's time he realized that. Ryo tells him to keep dreaming, and Nagi will score the next one. Team Z decides to make their attack once the game resets, with Bachira leading them. He dribbles around Zantetsu and then passes to Kunigami. The large striker bodies Ryo and opens up for a pass, only to have Nagi steal it. Great job, Nagi! As Nagi goes to make a pass, Isagi bodies him to the ground from his blind spot and then sends it down the wing. Zantetsu bursted out with speed from behind Kunigami and headed right for the goal. Team Z went into a defensive formation to stop the attack, which caused Kira to start guarding Isagi close. Zantetsu made it to the corner where he looked out for the best pass, mainly Isagi, and Kira noticed that as he looked to his right, he saw Isagi was already swinging his leg. Wait, what is he doing? Zantetsu, seeing this, called this idiot crazy, and he cut in, sending him a ground pass of everything. Isagi looks towards the ball and hits it right on time, only to have it blocked by Chigiri. No, not yet. It goes out of bounds, making Isagi sigh. That pass was great, but I guess it needs to be perfect for me to pull off that move. Ryo still gets to the corner kick, wondering how Nagi would move for the pass. But from what he sees, Nagi was guarded really close, and Ryo almost had a mental breakdown, trying to decide what to do. As even the words of Isagi ran through his mind, that his passes are wasted on Nagi. No. I can't give up. I can't give up on Nagi. I'll decide our own path. So Nagi, evolve alongside me. Ryo kicks the ball, shocking Nagi since he wasn't in a position to score. He still jumped and watched the ball, and he's surprised as it hits the crossbar and bounces near Nagi, who performs a bicycle kick into the goal. Thanks, Ryo. I needed that one. Isagi sighs, stating, because of Team Z, those two are evolving, which is pretty annoying. Well then, Nagi, let's make sure our dreams collide once more.